We're joined once again by Ray Lewis. Ray, how should the Cowboys handle Zeke?
You know, I tell you what, I was reading this morning, and interesting enough, you know, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7 says, wisdom begins with the fear of the Lord. And when you think of these young guys, Zeke's normal doesn't work. And a lot of these young guys have pulled away from a direction of where to go. You show me your crowd, I'll show you your future. If he doesn't change that, then there's no way he can stop it. It's what happens when you go to clubs and you get drunk all out and you lose control. So when you say, what is it? I mean, Stephen Jones comes out and says this. He's trusting him to be a man, but they're young men. They're young men with a lot of money, 21, 22, 23. If you do not have somebody in your life, a mentor, somebody that does not live that type of life, somebody that can grab you. Early in my career, I had somebody by the name of Eric Turner. Rest in peace. Eric Turner used to grab me when I was younger and will show me certain things, that will sit down and take me through a Bible scripture and just slow me down. Then I'm still young. So then I still go out and do my things, right? Then I find myself in some other stuff. Then I have to run into a Shannon that slows me down even more and says, no, this is the life you have. I think the call for veteran players, Jason Witten, who has a totally separate life than Ezekiel Elliott. But if you care for him past a teammate, then as a brother, you must grab him and sit him down and say, bro, let's have a conversation. Come to the house. It's one thing I started doing with many men in my career. Shannon can attest to. I come over my house. We'll do Bible study over my house. Let me teach you something that will keep you on the right path, right? And I think a lot of these young guys, is one thing about why they don't apply wisdom, because now it's the celebrity status is given to them so quickly. But one of my duties, and I still do it to this day, Skip, is I grab a lot of these young kids and I take them backwards before I take them forward. I'm not here to praise you. I'm here to tell you the things you cannot do, not if you're trying to have a long career. You talk about a running back career, 7, 8, 9.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. If the right injury don't come along and you have to get back from that. You know, all I will say to you from a personal level, you have to find a foundation. And my foundation has always been God. But if he doesn't create a foundation outside of his normal life, then this decision will haunt them. And I think it's bigger than just the Cowboys. I think it's his brothers. Somebody who really got to keep it real. He has to get away from everybody who become yes men. If everybody around you saying yes, that ain't a good crowd. If everybody around you, you the last one picking up the tab, that ain't a good crowd. So I don't know if they're playing with fire with this one. I'm just telling you, this young kid has to figure out right now who is for me and who's not.
Make some very valid points.
That was some powerful words you just spoke.
The thing is, and I'm the type of friend, I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Because I'm the type of friend to tell you what you need to know and not what you want to hear. So I'm not for everybody, Skip. That's why everybody doesn't call me. Everybody doesn't engage with me. Because I got to tell you the truth. The thing is with him, who is in the locker room of veteran leadership that Zeke will listen to? He going to listen to Dez? Dak, he and Dak's the same age. Who is that guy? I was very fortunate to meet Ray when I met Ray, because I was single, he was single, and I just told him, I said, your crowd, first of all, the first thing I told him, I said, your crowd too big. I said, you got to tighten the circle. Because that way, if something gets out, you know where it came from. I said, you trust far too many people. I said, it's okay that something's going on and Ray's not there. I said, what do you want? I said, what do you want? What do you want for what do you want for your career? What do you want for your future? The first thing that I want to win Defensive Player of the Year. I want to win the Super Bowl. I said, okay.
Yeah.
I had never won Player of the Year or anything. I had won Super Bowl. I said, well, this is what we need to do. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
He didn't say, man, come. Even though he was griping, like, shit, I can't. I said, you can.
Yep.
I said, you will. And that's what you have to do with Zeke.
Yeah.
Skip, he's going to have to get somebody. And maybe, and it's hard, Skip, and I'll be honest with you, it's hard to get someone of the opposite race, even in sports. But it just so happens that it worked out. I was able to come along at Ray. And the thing, what I wanted him to do is that to pass it along and to help guys along the way. Skip, if Zeke has not learned anything, if he continuously wants to play with fire, because you would think, Skip, after what he went through last year, man, I ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm going to put myself in that situation again.
Yeah.
But he's a guy, Skip, and I said this before, you're not turning your phone off at night. You're not going to be able to sleep easy because you always worried about that call is going to come that Zeke has done something. You just hope that he's learned a lesson and not put himself in harm's way.
Yep.
But they say they trust him. He's going to want that big contract. And before someone gives you $40, $50 million guarantees, Skip, they got to know they can trust you. And right now, I know they're saying they do, but they don't. He's going to have to go a couple of years without them doing it, not putting himself in harm's way.
So I greatly appreciate the words from both of these Hall of Famers, soon to be Hall of Famer, and especially what you said, Ray Lewis, about show me your crowd and I'll show you the future, right? The kid's future. And obviously we all know you had that one incident in Atlanta during Super Bowl week and you had to go north or south from that. And he helped you go north from that. And you were probably running with the wrong folks at that point, I would say, as we look back, and you learned a huge lesson and you continued to benefit from it. And now you counsel a whole lot of kids, mentor a whole lot of kids on how to do this and not do that. And in this kid's case, and he is still a kid, I don't know if he gets it or not, but he has Hall of Fame talent. There's no doubt about it. And you did speak to his football team last year. And I don't know if you got any one-on-one time with him.
I did a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
And how did it strike you? How
You know what? I connected more with Dak than I did with Zeke.
Yeah.
You know, and I think because it came from a different place with Dak. And so, you know, I exchanged number with Dak and we hit each other all the time. It's really interesting because greatness comes at a heavy price. A heavy price. It's boring. It's not popular behind the scenes. And that's the thing when you go to Dallas, you are the scene.
You are.
You are the it, right? And when you're young, if you do not, there's something that happened, and I tell people this all the time. You may depart from what your foundation is, but ultimately the way you were raised, you will come back to it. And that's the thing that this is a personal challenge to Zeke.
It is.
Because I want him to have a long career. I want him to make a lot of money. And more importantly, I want him to one day be considered to be a Hall of Famer.
Sure.
Talent? Absolutely. Oh my gosh. That kid, that jump step, that jump cut he has, it's one of the most patient jump cuts I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
But I'm talking about the man. And when you start out this young, causing your own pains, if you don't have somebody in your corner, you really got to ask yourself a real question. Are they really friends? Are they really friends? And so I think Dak comes from a different place. Dak has been through some very challenging times in his life.
He has.
Yeah, he lost some loved people, some loved ones that.
And his mom.
Yeah, that will put a place, right? And so for me, I think all the things that I learned in life, right? Knowledge is the application. You must apply knowledge to understand wisdom. And that's the thing that these young kids aren't doing. They're not applying it. Because applying it is picking up a Proverbs and reading the Proverbs in the morning and reading the Psalms at night.
Yep, it is.
It's creating a foundation that even if this goes wrong, I can tell you who I am at the end of the day.
Beautifully said.
That's where we that's where we have to get with.
I hope Zeke is watching.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Ray, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Are the Cavs unbeatable in the East? We'll discuss that with Rob Parker next.